What's up? This is DJ Luke taking another break from studio stuff. In fact, my guest today, we just wrapped up their Cali Fire Volume 15 song, at least the recording portion, Tha CoWerkerz.
How's it going, y'all? I'm AD Styles.
Slim Cuddy, and we go by the CoWerkerz.
And yeah, we've done some projects in the past, but a lot of good things in the works for your guys' stuff, as well as, again, Cali Fire Volume 15.
Yeah, be on the lookout for that. It's coming out soon.
Yes, and I really dig what... now it's up to me to do the mixing and mastering and all the fun
balls
stuff.
in your court.
Yeah. Yep. Call me the Jordan of it, because I'm gonna take it home.
Slam dunk
Championship
down.
time.
Okay.
Oh, well, it's something like we've had so many different names since we've been doing this. We've been doing this basically since recording ourselves since 2009. And putting music out or working on music since then. We've had so many different variations. So I feel like, you know, it started out as one thing, it didn't work. We tried to simplify it. We tried something else out. Wasn't really feeling it. And it was just one of those things where it's like, you know, we've been roommates, we've been best friends for a long time, and you know, we've worked together at a ton of different places. So we're just like, you know, we're working towards this goal, we're working together, and then we just came up with the CoWerkerz and stylized it a little differently, obviously. So we always got to make it a little bit difficult for it to search for us, right?
Yeah, and spell it out.
It's a THA.
CO, capital W, ERKERZ.
Got it.
The CoWerkerz.
Yeah.
But it works.
It does.
No pun intended.
No, it works.
No,
It works.
it's something that I haven't seen before. Because you got how many Lil So-and-so or this name or,
Right.
or MC whatever, and it's
like a nice background to, like, you know, say we get a nice singer to be a part of our collaboration. It could be like, da-da-da-da, and the CoWerkerz. You know, like,
Right.
it's like a nice, we're the body of the creation of what
Yeah,
we're creating.
we can always add to the roster, add to the sound with different people.
Always add to the CoWerkerz.
And not have to ever change, like, our branding or our name for it. So it works.
yeah, smart thinking.
Yeah.
I dig it.
You know, I think it's probably like it's either the creation of it, like the nuts and bolts of it, of like getting down and starting with this small idea and then turning it into a finished project, like the whole creative process. You know, for some people it can be like a grind, or some people just are really quick at it, but you know, we can take a while on some songs just trying to craft it the right way and trying to be a little different with things. So I think the creative process is my favorite part about it.
It is kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the artist side is the fun part, but it's also like the work behind it. You know, the work of being an artist, the work that it takes to feel like you're taking the right steps to be a successful artist. The fun is always, you know, it's always fun to be an artist, but to work on your craft and get better.
Yeah. I mean, shows are great too, but it's like
That's the
maybe a 15, 20, 25-minute set and it's done. Whereas the process of creating song is just...
Performances are like the playground, though.
Yeah, it's really you have to go out and
Playground
play
where
with a little bit more. But as far as just actually getting into that spot where you can actually perform something and present it and give your art to other people for them to listen to it and enjoy it, but the creative process is the best part, yeah.
And here's the thing too: some people don't realize what goes into it. Oh,
No,
here's another
yeah.
hot song from the CoWerkerz or whoever artist maybe. They don't realize especially the refinement aspect.
Right.
You don't just wrote some lyrics and spit on the mic. And,
No, I get a lot of people because I'm
there's-
older now, so like a lot of people that, like I have a nephew that is getting into rap right now, and he's just going through that process of learning what it takes and what is required to like get some art to be able to present to other people to even get to that step. So, you know, and then something I didn't realize, or we didn't realize when we were first starting out either, it was all kind of like, it's a lot of work.
a lot of work. And the talent needs to be there, and that gets, I would say, more refined over time. Everything gets better over time, but
yeah, we're still refining.
What about the word discipline? Discipline has to come in there. Self-discipline of like, you've dedicated, you're going to sit down and work on something because maybe you've created a goal of, you want to release a project by summer. Well, you better be getting down to it. We all have busy lives.
Right.
So I would say that is... discipline has to be an important part of it,
And
with the fun.
And I think that's something we're more learning now, because when we first started, we were so young. I mean, we're in our early 20s, right? What else do we have to do, really? I mean, we're working some crappy job, you know what I mean? And all our time is spent. Now we have less time because we're older, you know what I mean? We have, got to pay bills and do adult stuff. So now is, I think, when we're learning more of like that real discipline of like, we got to buckle down, because we have so many things in the pot right now, and the time to do it all is really probably the hardest part of it.
And it's about using that time wisely and actually, getting that work done, getting it out, getting it to DJ Lou, getting them so we can master that thing,
Yeah,
absolutely,
for sure. What are you listening to right now?
Kimi Casanova, Fleetwood Fred.
Hey, you sent me some of Fleetwood. I don't know. Who was the first one?
Kimi Casanova.
You have to send me that. I don't even heard that.
Yeah, Akeem Ali is his name.
Oh, yeah.
So,
okay. Yeah.
He's like today's modern age sugar free.
Got you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that real like pimp flow, that pimp, rap about women,
Rap about the stuff we don't do, but still listen to and slap in the car all the time, right?
Those kinds of topics is just universally, like, people want to hear it.
Yeah, if it sounds good sonically, I'll listen to anything. I mean, for hip hop wise, like who I like the most right now, La Russell. I really like, mostly like his way of approaching things. He's very organic and authentic. And consistent, and he, gives that style of the music that I grew up on back in the day, that good, like, Bay Area sound, you know what I mean, that the kind of jazz, a little bit of funk, a little bit of all that rolled into one, and his approach to it has been pretty inspiring. Honestly, like, what I listen to the most right now, and Chris Slim will probably laugh at this, is Sleep Token. I don't know if you're familiar with Sleep Token, but they're a metal band that also dabbles in like R&B, jazz, industrial, and they kind of blend all this stuff into one song, and they have different arrangements, very progressive, but they're definitely someone that doesn't sound like anybody else, and I gravitate to that a lot. So
that's good. Fresh kind of sound.
Yeah, it's like, honestly, like, it's not like anything else you can listen to. You listen to an album, then you want to go listen to more of it, and the only way you're going to get it is from listening to them again, because nobody else sounds like it. So that's inspiring, is to try and think outside the box and try and come up with different things that people aren't doing over and over again. So many of them. You want to tell the Diaz one?
Uh-oh.
This isn't even like, well, he performed. I showed up at Ace of Spades to support, but this wasn't even during the performance. But it was just a funny interaction of, especially being in Sacramento, you never really know who you're gonna run into at these shows. And Nate Diaz happened to be at the show.
I had a couple of beers. Had a fan moment and wanted to say, give him congratulations on the upcoming fight with, I think it was
Conor
McGregor.
Oh,
Don't
yes.
Yeah.
No cussing.
I said some things to him, and bad choice of words. It was actually, I said some bad things to him, and
yeah,
I should have had my jaw completely placed.
That would have been so funny if he actually did Stockton slap you, though.
Yeah, but that would have been good publicity, It
Nah,
worked out in my favor, but
right, no. But
luckily,
yeah, it was hilarious.
I was untouched, It was kind of like he gave me the vibe to just
Calm
walk
down.
away,
Calm down.
and that's what I did.
Yeah.
I like his commentary. He was all, what did he say at the end without cussing? He was like, "I told you, mother effer," whatever. He was like, he won that first one. They had a rematch, and he lost that one.
Yeah, the second one that he lost. Yeah.
No, I haven't paid much attention to McGregor, but I did enjoy that.
The banter and the commentary. He's a
But
showman.
just the victory for our area.
Oh yeah,
That was great.
Yeah.
He shut him up.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, it was funny because in the McGregor was like, he said, never heard of he said Stoughton in me life. He's like, nothing but snitches in Stoughton. Yeah, he found out.
Yeah. No, it was great. It was like an epic match. Both of those, actually, the one that he lost.
I was, a couple of drinks, and I said, you Nate Diaz.
Yeah. He meant
kind of looked at myself.
Conor McGregor, but it came out Nate Diaz.
Yeah.
Right in as you come in for a hug.
I hope you whoop Conor McGregor's.
Yeah.
And I was just, have you, Nate Diaz. And I was just like, as I said, I was just like, I stopped. I was like, oops. And he gives me like this look, like,
yeah,
all right.
Yeah. I was standing behind him, and you can just see Nate's face, whole expression change.
What's the biggest show you performed at? Like just crowd and the best crowd.
The best crowd would probably Strange Music Crowds. We've had the pleasure of opening up for Ritz, Chris Calico, and Sess Crew.
And we opened up for Ritz, I think, twice.
What we're gonna do is the first time fell through. Was it twice?
No, it was twice. One at Boardwalk and one at Holy Diver.
Oh, the Holy Diver, that's right, yeah. But Strange Music Crowds are the best just because they're more like I'm a rock fan, they're more like rock crowds. A little more higher energy, a little more respectful, more engaging. Yeah. So it's like, when we're doing our little stuff for the crowds, some shows, they just don't pick up on it and they don't come back with you.
Like Strange
Every
Music
time you do a
fans,
Strange Music show, like there is like Simon Says, basically. Like they're right back with you.
Everything you say.
And it's packed out from the very first opener to when it's just as packed for when the headliner comes on. Nice. So it's a good experience. Yeah.
And then we got the opportunity to do the Jack is last show in Sacramento.
Wow. Yeah.
So that was that one holds close to me because he's one of my favorite artists. So being able to do that show was.
That guy was a man of the people. Like he showed up, and then walked through the front door, right through the crowd,
did his
on
set,
stage, walked right
back
out through the crowd, out the back, had his Hummer waiting for him, and it was just a party outside.
And it wasn't
saying
just like
everybody.
a fast walk. He shook hands, he gave hugs,
Kissed some
he
babies.
was there, took a couple pictures.
Yeah.
It was.
I'll tell you about my jacket. First time I met him, off air.
Right.
Because it'd eat up a whole bunch of time.
Right.
No, it was R.I.P. Jack.
Yeah, definitely R.I.P. He's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Honestly, if we can get anybody back, it'd be Jack.
Yep.
For sure. Well, the current one is just that Nocturnal. It just came out at the end of last year. It's on anywhere you can stream music. You can find it. Just once again, look up The CoWerkerz, ThaCoWerkerz. And you can find us on any of your preferred streaming platforms. So that's out right now, but I don't know, you want to give them a rundown on what we got coming up here?
Say we're working on a couple of projects. We got a couple of producers that are making some beats for us. Hunter on the beat, LeBen and Don.
Which he's becoming like
DJ Lou,
an extended CoWerkerz family.
Yeah.
Hunter on the beat,
on the beat, I'm sure you're going to see him at some shows in the future. You're going to see him on a lot more beats and a lot more projects of ours. We're going to work with DJ Lou and get some more work from him. We got a project called Hollow Drive that we're working on.
Yeah, it's pretty much gonna be an extension of the last one. Yeah. Same kind of similar, darker vibe. But then we also want to do some other projects that are kind of like a mirror image of that. So it's not just all dark, and we kind of show a range a little bit more. What was it? 1234.
Yeah, that's something we created just recently. It's a good idea behind it.
Yeah, it was. It's just means you're on the right path, doing the right thing. You're having growth. So whenever you see that number 1234, like on a clock or something like that, it's basically like a good fortune number, almost like 444 or things like that, which basically means you're just on the right path. You're experiencing growth and you're heading in the right direction. And so we thought about kind of doing a project like that and splitting it up into 4 different sections.
Okay.
So like 4 or 5 songs per each thing, and they kind of hit on that subject matter that ties into the title of 1234.
A lot of folks see that number. My weird clock number is 911.
911?
I don't know what.
Yeah, I see 911 and 916. So anytime I'm in Sacramento, I see it's 916. 916 and the 916.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1234, and
Yeah.
1215. Because I used to work off of 1215 G Street. It was a print shop, TC Printing.
This is one of the places we worked. Yeah.
Five years. I see us cranking out a lot more shows, getting back into the show, to the show scene.
Excellent. There was that little period that everything was shut down.
Yeah, and you just lose a lot of contacts and people, because a lot of people got out of business or had to move into different regions out of state, doing different things over there, and it's, we've had to stay regional, but so it's about making new connections, and there's a few people that we've come across that we just, when the time is right, we're gonna tap in with it, but it's definitely a major goal because we used to do them on a regular for about a good
2-3 a month.
Yeah, 7-year span at least. We were going pretty tough where sometimes we booked too many shows where we, didn't even know we were going to be prepared for them all. But it was a good rhythm to be in though, for sure. And so we definitely want to be doing more shows. Of course, keep releasing new stuff. I think we also want to do more music videos, more visuals.
Yeah, and possibly
yes.
getting a tour going, getting a tour set up.
Yeah.
Tours and visuals. People really gravitate toward that. Everyone wants to see. They're like, oh, people are in their phone all the time.
Right.
The coworkers could be anybody that they want to know who they
Right.
are, and we must present ourselves.
Yeah, this is the way you have to do it nowadays. You just have to be as much content, as much visuals to match the audio that you're hearing and put it out there. And I think you have a lot more success when you do it that way instead of just kind of like we've been doing for the last couple of years since COVID, is just staying in the studio and just writing material. Mm-hmm. It needs to be put in front of people's faces. So touring for that, and then just the consistency of visuals and all that stuff will go along right with it.
The plan is in the works, and you
Yep.
guys have plenty of resources. It's gonna happen.
Yeah,
It is happening.
It's like rebuilding again and restarting, because when we first started, once we got a couple connections for shows, it was just turn the faucet on.
Yeah.
And then now it's just kind of like been pulled shut a little bit, so it's getting that faucet back on and getting new connections and things like that.
It'll
So
work out.
It's always out there. We just gotta
100%.
find it,
Yep.
So
Converse.
Shoes.
well, of course, there's shoes. Classic, just classic.
Yeah.
Stars. Yeah.
Okay. They are. They're
Yeah.
probably the most classic.
Converse.
thing
Yeah,
out there.
they were the first real popular sneaker. You know what I mean? And for somehow they've always lasted right through to today, where they're just as popular, probably more popular.
Yes.
Kobe Bryant.
Torn.
Yeah.
I'm a diehard Kings fan, but I respect him a lot.
That's my stance on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Charlotte Hornets.
They drafted by the Charlotte Hornets, yeah. Maybe the one franchise
Where
move
he
that looks
could've-
worse than
could
anything
you
the Kings have
imagine
done.
If Charlotte Hornets just held on to that pick and
That
never,
would have been interesting. He would have been aligned with, was Alonzo Mourning still
I
there?
think so.
Alonzo
No, I think
Mourning-
he was in Miami at that time, because this
Oh.
is like, yeah. He was with Charlotte early 90s, but I think by the time mid-90s hit, he was in
He
Miami.
was already in Miami.
Now he would have been there when Jordan was owning him for a short period, or well, he was part owner. of
I don't
them.
know. I think when
I don't know, what was he to do with the Hornets at that point?
he was an owner, but that wasn't until after the Wizards
Yeah.
thing. So that was like
That was
2000
after. Oh, wait, I'm-
2010s.
I'm tripping. Never mind. It's
Yeah.
the reverse. So, well, either way, R.I.P.
Yeah.
Kobe. No, I do
Yeah.
respect him, and even though the Lakers
NBA
can
lost
I like him a lot better now that we're not having to play him. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
yeah.
You know what I mean? Listen,
Yeah.
people retire, and
that would have been a nice voice to hear, throughout.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Watching sports, watching basketball. I mean,
Side note, I'm looking forward to, is it
Michael Jordan.
ESPN? No, NBC.
Michael Jordan.
NBC.
I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to
He-
Michael Jordan.
I want to hear what he has to say, and
that
I hope
raw
he
material.
brings real, like,
Right, I hope
what
he
are these
actually
guys
says
doing?
something.
Launching
Yeah.
threes all day and no defense.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah. Kills me.
and LeBron. Okay. Toyota.
That's what I ride. Reliable.
I mean, technically, I drive a Lexus, so Toyota.
Yeah, It's the fancy Toyotas. And I have a 4Runner, so yeah,
Yeah, the
Team
same.
Toyota.
Forward, I love them.
Pizza.
It's a go-to. It's
Probably
Trusted.
Top three. You can never go wrong with pizza.
Yeah.
You can go wrong where you're getting your pizza,
Yeah.
but not.
It's like pizza, burgers, and a good pasta dish, and you're winning on any of those,
Right.
and
But
gaining a
pasta
few
and pizza
pounds.
go together. You
Yeah,
can have
fit-
pasta and pizza.
Yeah, I can't have any of that because I'm on a month of keto, and I've dropped almost 30 pounds in the month.
Oh, so
6
that works
days
for you
left.
pretty good?
Yes, I do it for a month and drop a bunch of weight. Then I eat pizza and burgers again.
Yeah. And then the holidays come up and
Oh,
we're all
boy.
stuffed
It's
ourselves.
a vicious cycle.
Airplane.
Nope.
I don't want to fly.
I don't like flying. I've been on them. I just don't like it.
But when you come into Sacramento, one time they did this banking turn. It was this angle, and I'm staring at the ground through the window. Like, are we turning or falling here? And it was like where they start to descend a bit, and it was this like not quite the drop zone ride level, but it was like
you can feel it.
You better fire that engine back up.
Yeah.
Okay. In-N-Out Burger.
Oh, it's the
not as good as Willie's. Not as good as Willie's.
Willie's. Oh, you know what they did at Willie's?
They changed the Willie's on Fair Oaks, but there's still the downtown.
The Fair Oaks Arden one, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Well, oh, yeah. So our little quick story. Mrs. Lute and I went to Willie's first time we ever tried it.
Yeah.
We ordered the garlic fries. It was fries that they put garlic powder on, like for the you buy at the store. No. So we've never ate there.
That's not how it used to be.
That's not Willie's.
Yeah.
Go to Willie's off K Street in Old Sac.
Actual.
Or go to Willie's off of 16th and Broadway.
Yeah.
Those are the original staple.
Okay.
This one that you went to on Fair Oaks that you probably got the powder.
Yeah, they just poured.
They got bought out by new people. They kept the name Willie's, and then now they're finally like, oh no, let's change the whole aspect.
Yeah. They messed up a good thing.
But In-N-Out Burger, yes. And I had Whataburger because they're the one like Texans are always like Whataburger.
Yeah,
it was
that's
good.
the one I haven't had.
It's not. It's not. It's not.
Is it more comparable to like White Castle?
I've had the ones you buy at the store that are frozen. I never had White Castle itself.
Yeah,
right. Authentic White Castle. Yeah.
Never had it. Forrest Gump. These are so random.
I think it's like underrated at this point.
Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, I think it's underrated right now.
Underrated.
I think it was like, I mean, it won a bunch of awards, but I think people will come around where they're like hating on it a little bit. People on the interwebs.
Those nets. Those internets.
Huh?
Is Forrest Gump a movie they can remake or probably not?
Better not touch it.
Yeah,
you can't. No.
It doesn't need to be because like anybody that's gonna do that role again, it's just gonna get compared to Tom Hanks. Like
unless he does it again for me.
Right. Older.
And then
Forrest Gump too. He's older now.
Yeah. Got his shrimp boat going.
Last one, Sacramento.
Kings, baby, all the way. I was drafted this year. Look at the draft hat.
Growth. Because I'm a Bay Area transplant. I moved up here when I was 14, freshman year of high school.
East Bay?
So from East Bay, Contra Costa. So I feel like this is where I had my most growth in life, was out here. So
well, same. I grew up in Oroville.
Yeah.
Oroville, Chico State beanie right here.
Right.
Love Chico, but come to Sacramento, the career took off.
Right.
Sac born and raised there.
He says I'm not from Sacramento anymore because I haven't lived here in almost 3 years.
A couple of years, you lose your
Spent most of my life here.
Card was revoked.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it's too bad. So you can find us on Facebook, Tha CoWerkerz, ThaCoWerkerz. You can simply put that in Google, which will take you to all our streaming platforms or your preferred streaming platform. We don't got a Twitter handle, and we got our individual IG pages. So CoWerkerz Slim, CoWerker AD. If you look that up, you'll be able to pull up our pages on IG if that's what you like to do. I guess it's about, we need to get like a TikTok page or something like that going. So that's, I guess, the other thing we see ourselves in 5 years doing is a TikTok page. Just getting a little more up to date with our social media stuff.
And you can use this app, the posts on all of them, called Hookle, Hookle.
Right.
So you make one post and it goes on all of them.
Oh, that's handy.
It's kind of like what Hootsuite used to be, but Hootsuite's like freaking $100 a month or something crazy.
So if you make a mistake on something and hit go, it can mess up on everything.
Yeah, and then you keep going through, but I think you can edit and update it and it hits all of them. I haven't had to yet.
You can type in the CoWerkerz and chat GPT and find us too. Break it down.
Everyone's doing all that
stuff. I
stuff.
found that out myself.
So it's been great having y'all in here to record
the
song for Cali Fire Volume 15. I'm going to work on that in the next couple of days. And other than that, more work for us in the future.
Looking forward to it.
So I'm looking forward to seeing where you guys are in those 5 years and beyond.
I'm sure you're going to be part of it. You know what I mean? Because we've already known you for almost a decade now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So appreciate it.
A lot more work to do.
100%.
Yeah.
Until next time.
Appreciate you, Luke.
No, it's gonna be a late night. Come on over. Don't be square. I don't care. It's just me. So do you know it's gonna be a late night? feels like a fresh start. Real talk, I'm the man with a head start. To your heart like a band making true art. I love it when you take it to